Welcome to the 10th Point Weekly, Season 3, Week 5, I believe? Yeah, Week 5.
Correct.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. So this week we have 7 players. We had 8, but one had to cancel. I'm going to introduce them. We have a lot of the same players as last week, plus one new player, I think.
I think these are all known names, but maybe
I think there's one that we have one new player. I think Aqua hasn't done one before.
Aqua changed his name. Changed their name. They signed up to previous events as I don't remember what the name was, but this is their feather for tournament. Barbells.
I see just Aqua, so that was probably it.
Yeah. No,
similar colors of decks. That's probably it.
Yeah,
barbells. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So let's introduce the players. Obviously we have Aqua. If you don't want to say anything, that's fine.
Not everybody has mic set up. So.
Yeah, that's fine. So we have Aqua. We have Ramy. We have Rarer. We have WolfgangCloud.
Hello.
We have Bailite.
Hello.
We have Gozmit.
Baby bird.
And we have Luca.
Hello.
All right.
Why
don't we talk a little about what we're gonna be doing today?
Okay. So for this week, we'll be running 3 rounds of Swiss. So I think this week there should only be 1 3-0, unlike last week where it was kind of weird. We had 2 because we ran 4 rounds. We'll be.
You're talking about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We did play last week. You weren't there, but we did get.
Okay, I'm sorry, bro. 2 weeks ago.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying that this isn't last week.
I don't know.
Can you point your webcam a little bit more down because it's pointing like I'm seeing just from nose up.
You're not taking. You're just saying.
I'm getting singled out right now, bro.
No, seriously. Can you point the webcam a little bit further down because I'm only seeing from nose up.
How's here?
Yeah. Okay, that's better. Thanks.
Cool.
Anyway.
All right. So, like I said, this week we'll be running 3 rounds of Swiss. There will be a bye, sadly, because we don't have an even number, but it should be. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of fairly aggressive decks when I'm looking at this, so it actually should go fairly quickly.
Nice.
It's like I'm seeing. I think 6 out of the 7 decks have the capability, or no, maybe not this deck, but I think 5 out of the 7 decks have the capability to win on like turn 4.
Nice. Okay, just a little bit of bookkeeping before we get actually in the middle of the event, in the middle of things.
Okay.
If you have no idea what we're about to play Canadian Highlander. This is a format that is did I ever get that command up? I didn't. Okay, great. This is this sweet format that you get to play everything that has ever been legal in a format, basically, except for it has just flat out don't work, like Falling Star or whatever. And it's extremely open. You kind of get to play some crazy deck and play some crazy powerful magic, but also just sweet cards that don't get to play anywhere else. Because of the singleton nature of the format, it's gonna be a 100-card singleton with basically no ban list, and but there's this point system that makes sure that every card sees like the decks only are medium broken and not full on broken. If you want information, you can Google Canadian Highlander. I wanted to have a command here to have an explanation, but I forgot. So maybe it's just a different thing. Is this? No. Okay, I tried. We, as the 10th point, basically do stream Canadian Highlander tournaments every weekend, and that's what's going on. If you want to sign up for one of these events, It's pretty easy. Just go on the Discord. We do have a Discord command. There you go. And there is a link in chat right now. There's gonna be, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's gonna be a link in the description down below. We send out descriptions we send out invitations. Usually on Wednesday, I might be trying something a little different. Please go away, eBay. Please, no, seriously, go away. We might be trying. I might be trying out something a little different today, but we'll see how that goes out. Yeah, I will be. We'll be posting invitations throughout the week, and then on Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern, or which I believe turns out to 7 p.m. Central European, we get to sit down and stream some powerful Magic, and that's awesome. We are about to enter round 1.
Yep, I have pairings ready. I can post.
Yeah, go ahead.
As soon as I'm done typing them.
Just a reminder to our players, two reminders to our players. The first one is that if you're the Fisher match, please do not use window capture, but use screen capture, because otherwise MTGO doesn't play well with window capture for whatever reason. Secondarily, do not directly challenge the other player. You need to make a game in the Vintage tournament practice lobby, because otherwise I can't see the game, and which means I can't stream it, which is a problem. So that's the other note. Without any further ado, let's get going.
All right. So round 1 pairings going up right now. Good luck.
Okay, what's the feature?
And the feature match is going to be Aqua versus Ramy, but Aqua said they might have some trouble with their rental service to get their deck on time. So if they don't have that, we can switch to another match. Make sure.
He got it.
Okay, they have it, so we're good.
Awesome. All right, let's.
I forgot people got in testing lobby this week. So they're above us now instead of below us.
All right. So I am going to be a little silent for a little bit while I set up webcams, and yeah.
That is just fine.
And I'll let you do commentary.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off by talking about their decks a little bit. Aqua this week brought 4-color lands, which I wasn't sure how to classify it, because lands, at least in Legacy, is kind of classified as like a combo control deck, and they definitely have both packages, combo and control. Obviously, lands is looking to win one way through Dark Depths plus Thespian Stage. They can get on turn maybe 2 or 3 through the use of cards like Crop Rotation, and lands can also lock you out of the game with cards like Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, basically making creatures be too much of an investment to stay on the board. Which basically locks your opponent out of mana if they want to keep any board state. And it's looking like they also chose to include a bunch of not necessarily like lands type creatures, but more so value creatures like Nissa Vastwood Seer, Kitchen Finks. Azusa is actually a cool inclusion. I'm sure that makes it into every Canadian Highlander lands list, but that basically makes it on turn 3. You can go depth stage, get them on the next end step, which is cool. All right. As for the other deck, let's remember who it is. It's Ramy. So they're playing Jeskai Midrange this week. I gotta find it. My tabs are too small to be able to see anything because I have all the decks open. There we go.
They've been playing Sorensen in the last several weeks, so I don't know if
and last week they did have the last week I was here, they had a fairly good performance with Sorensen. I believe they went 3-1, which is, it's kind of interesting they decided to switch. Maybe they just felt like playing something different.
Yeah.
But this looks like a fairly standard Jeskai list with, I don't know, this looks fairly standard with maybe a couple inclusions that aren't normal. I don't know if Mantis Rider makes it into most Jeskai lists, but it's in this one.
I think it's pretty common to say that card.
Okay. So maybe he's trying to be It looks like maybe he's trying to be a little bit more aggressive because he's playing a Stoneforge Mystic package, which I guess that makes more sense. But he's not playing Batterskull, which also interests me. He just has 2 swords with Stoneforge.
Alright.
Yeah.
So Ramy
interesting-
is on Jeskai, right?
Yes, Ramy's on Jeskai.
I'll update the names on screen momentarily as soon as I have an end set up. The screen is gonna look a little janky for the next 20 seconds or so.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it's yeah. So it's looking like the lands deck is just kind of they didn't look like they really had a way to get the combo online necessarily. So they're just kind of trying to set up a bit of a value engine with Sylvan Library, but their Deathrite Shaman did get bolted, which that kind of sucks. But Deathrite Shaman is a card that can create a lot of value in the later game because if you're putting lands in your graveyard like this lands deck is intending to do, you can generate a lot of you can generate mana. It's a very good mana dork later in the game because it can make because
it also kills your opponent among other things.
It also kills your opponent. Yeah, because you can
It's not bad for a mana
step with the stuff that's in your graveyard. It's a 1-mana planeswalker basically. Anyway, it's Scavenging Ooze going to exile their own DRS, which fair enough. It'll pump up the Scavenging Ooze, make it so that they can maybe start getting in. Yep, that's what it's looking like. So looks like they're going to strip the Volk second main, which that makes sense. That puts Ramy very far behind on tempo, which when you have a 3/3 Scavenging Ooze on board, you can just kind of start beating it, and if you keep having effects that can put your opponent behind on tempo, you can just kind of win the game off that. Grapple with the Past coming out on Ramy's turn.
Why is this? I swear that these hand things finds a new way to not work every time. Like, I thought I had found a way to make it work. This is unfortunate.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Ramy's hand
in
a second.
Okay, we didn't... Okay. So, click coming out. I wouldn't... They're choosing to click them... They're choosing to click... No, they're choosing to... They're... clicking... Oh, there goes MTGO. Looks like they clicked away the... I didn't quite catch what other card that was. Because of the layout moving and stuff. But they now potentially have a threat to answer the Scavenging Ooze. They rebought Strip Mine to strip Ramy off white, which... Yeah, fair enough. Now they're down to 2 lands and only blue-red, so if they have any white removal in hand, then they're completely locked out of it, and the Scavenging Ooze can just kind of run wild. But they did find a fetch land, so they're probably going to fetch something like a Tundra here to keep their mana where it should be. And they do. They're going to run out Soulfire Grandmaster, which that card can be pretty good with a lot of cards in their deck later game, but I'm not sure what kind of value they'll be getting with it this game because of how they're being kept off mana. Scavenging Ooze, it looks like they ate a Searing Spear out of Ramy's graveyard, which doesn't make it grow, but also means they potentially can't rebuy it later. Oh, hey, we have hands.
Yeah. It turns out I'm just an idiot.
Oh,
Yeah, that is what was happening there.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right, so Tassiger gonna come out from. Tassiger is going to come out from Aqua. I like the inclusion of delve cards in land lists like this because it's very, very easy to fill your graveyard, especially with the type of list that Aqua is playing. They're playing a lot of like instant speed things like Grizzly Salvage, Grapple with the Past, stuff like that, and also things like Gitrog Monster to let them sack lands to fill up their graveyard. And past that, their deck gets a lot of payoffs from filling their graveyard. So things like Tassiger that also help with a graveyard type engine. Seems like a fairly easy inclusion actually.
War Leader's Helix is kind of a Wheeler special in Ramy's
War
hand.
Leader's Helix, wow.
Wheeler has been championing this card for Jeskai lists for a while. I'm still not completely sold. 4 mana seems like a lot. The fact is very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a huge tempo swing if you kill something like maybe like a Kalitas and then gain 4. That seems pretty good. But you're right, 4 mana is kind of a lot. Especially in a game like this where Ramy's being kept pretty well off mana.
Yeah.
Because Aqua just kept rebuying Strip Mine.
We see Ramy checking his deck list.
It looks like Aqua actually, yeah. For the lands deck, one of the biggest new cards is Renin 6, obviously, because something that can come down on 2 mana and rebuy your powerful lands, like Strip Mine, Wasteland. If say like a Tabernacle gets destroyed, you can buy it back. It's just a really good like second layer of protection to have because that means if a land gets destroyed and it's another good way to rebuy lands. They have a couple in this deck besides that, but this is probably the best way now because it's repeatable.
Yeah.
And plussing up to the ultimate gives all of their powerful ways to fill their graveyard, all of their sweepers, all of their card draw and actually reanimation spells and things like Splendid Reclamation, Retrace. And retracing a Splendid Reclamation seems alright because I think if you're discarding a land to pay the cost, you would get that land back too, right?
Yes. I think that's correct. Yes, it is correct.
Yeah, that sounds correct. So, Jace the Mind Sculptor on board for Ramy.
That is a powerful magic card.
Indeed, yeah. I'm just not really sure that I'm not... It's gonna help him keep up on tempo, obviously, but I'm not 100% convinced that... It's not gonna outright win him the game in this scenario. It's just gonna help keep him in it, basically.
No, I agree with that. It looks like he opted to go down.
Yeah.
To bounce, I'm guessing this Gitrog monster?
It looks like Tassiger, actually. Which, that's even more value.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramy's kind of catching up despite being strip mined twice early on.
Yeah, I mean... strip mine is kind of a tempo play. If you don't capitalize on it, it's...
Yeah, and if you don't have a way to present a strong enough threat to your opponent, like all of Aqua's creatures got dealt with after that, so that basically made it mean nothing in the long run, and that's kind of the disadvantage of playing a tempo type game like that. If your opponent can find a way to stabilize through it, then it didn't actually do anything.
Although, we're gonna see how this Gitrog monster gets answered. I guess it can get double spelled? With like a War Leader's Helix plus an Abrade?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you're gonna have to get this thing off the board. Like, that's just an imperative, and if you have to 2-for-1 yourself for it, that's kind of what you need to do. You can dig to see if you find, like, a path or something, I guess.
Yeah, he put the Upbraid back on top, interestingly enough, after brainstorming with Jace.
That's odd, because he doesn't have mana to cast...
It's possible that he's just thinking about maybe...
I think his plan is to dig for an answer.
Yeah. That's true. He could... I don't know. He doesn't have enough mana to War Leader's Helix plus Electrolyze it.
No, that's my point. I think his plan is to, like, dig and hope to find something that answers the damn thing.
Yeah.
The question is, like, how good is that? How many answers do you have in your deck? Like, you have Swords and Path that can kill this thing, right? And maybe you have some sort of, like Cryptic Command type thing, where you can bounce it.
They could get, like, Swords, Path, Cryptic, yeah.
I don't think this list plays into the Royal.
Yeah, it does not. So like,
I would rather accept the 2-for-1 and make sure that this thing is dead, rather than have to be in a risky position where you dig for one of, like, 3 cards. Though, if he does find Cryptic Command, that's gonna be quite the blowout, because it's gonna get to counter this thing, the Ramunap Excavator, and bounce the Heat monster. That's gas. We see he runs a Chandra here. He's gonna get to Worthier Silix the Excavator, so that's nice, but...
Yeah. Interesting that he put the Abrade back on top, but then didn't take it with Dig.
Oh, he took a Caracas. That's an answer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's fine enough. Okay, they're going to...
He's gonna World Leader's Helix, the Ramunap.
Yeah. I think that's... Yeah, that's probably the only... That's probably the play you would want to make after getting stripped like that.
Yeah, because that's a strip block, right? Like, the thing needs to die.
Yeah. The thing that kind of sucks for Ramy,
he's gonna jump to save Jace, which I'm assuming is what was getting attacked there.
Yeah, maybe. It could also be that Aqua's not scared of Jace, because Aqua doesn't know what was found off of the dig through time. So it could also be that Aqua's just not scared of Jace, since Jace is at 1 loyalty. They think they can just pick Jace off whenever.
I mean, Jace at 1 loyalty brainstorms just as well as Jace at any other loyalty.
That's true.
It doesn't stop brainstorming just because he's not feeling great.
Alright, we have Gozmit winning 2-0 over Luca.
Oh, how weird. Gozmit wins a round. What a surprise.
How rude.
What a surprise. RDW did red deck wins things.
To be fair, like, as much as my sarcasm might not be, like, Gozmit has had a truly commanding performance. We don't necessarily show him as much outside of the final, mostly because we know that he's gonna be in the finals. But, like, he has been either XNO or XN1 in every week that we have played.
Yeah. And you know what's actually super funny about this feature match? So there are 3 slower decks of the 7. 4 decks are... We have a pod deck and 3... We have a pod deck and 3 aggro decks. And then we have 2 mid-range decks and the lands deck, which is whatever the lands deck is.
Yeah.
But
I guess we can probably type it down as combo control. I think
I put it down as
mid-range last time, but
I put it down as mid-range combo.
Yeah.
So
because, like, it also depends, right? Because, like, there are more mid-range versions that rely more on, like, Titania and stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of Titania, I'm a little surprised to not see it in this list, just because of how much of a blowout it is. Like, I remember the last week I was here 2 weeks ago, every time we saw like Bailite resolve Titania, it was just such a blowout for the other person. They had to like 3-for-1 themselves to get rid of it, and then by that point, Bailite was just so far ahead. And it feels like a lands deck could take even more advantage of it. So it's a little surprising, I suppose, but
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
ooh, Karaka's bouncing Tassiger would be kind of a blowout, but they do bounce Gitrog for this turn, which is probably correct.
Yeah, you have to.
Because otherwise,
off the board. It's...
Gitrog beats you for 6, and then they can play Q lanes again
And
next
they do have a
turn.
mana leak now to actually answer it if it comes back down. So
Yeah.
like Ramy's hand at this point, and to be fair, it's hard to look at the Jeskai midrange deck and not think, whoa. But like, Ramy's hand right now is Chandra Torch of Defiance, one of the best planeswalkers ever printed.
Yeah.
Mystic Confluence, that card is insane. Mana Leak, probably the third or fourth probably, best counterspell ever printed. Electrolyze, which is gas, and then a mainland. And now, they added a fake ancestral to the mix because why not?
Yeah, they used
Like,
Mystic Confluence to bounce draw, I think.
As you
I
do.
can
That's pretty
actually
good.
see an argument for Mystic Confluence debatably being better than Cryptic Command, and that's
I think
not
it's
even a
better than
joke.
Cryptic Command. I don't think,
Alright.
like, I've been on that boat for a long time. One more mana is a lot, but it is a little easier to cast, and jeez, if you get to cast that card, it does stuff.
And God, like counter draw, jeez, that's
If you resolve that card for counter bounce draw, you feel like a god. It's like,
Yeah.
I have replaced the card in my hand. Your spell's
hit your
gone,
opponent with
and
a
also you
combo
don't
platter.
have a threat anymore. It's like,
You just
what?
hit your opponent with a combo platter.
It feels bad when you
Alright.
have to like pick the mana leak mode twice, because then you.
Yeah. But that's still like good.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
'Cause
you
then
do
you're
what
still
you
drawing
have
a
to, right?
card,
Like it's part of
and
the
you're-
power level of the card can do that. But it feels
Yeah.
bad that when you have to like pick counterspell twice just to get a spell counter, and you only get to draw a card.
Flyman draw free is just great too. Don't underestimate that. Like just holding it up and just end of turn going like, you're not gonna do anything. Draw free.
Yeah, just Jesus Ingenuity it up. Yeah, that's great. Oracle of Mooly Dooley is a pretty good target for this Electrolyze.
It's Blast Zone. That's probably pretty good.
Oh god, that's a
Repeatable
correct
Well,
and
if it has a
execution.
blast on
Oh.
4, that can be kind of a blowout. Although, you know, Chandra and
Yeah.
Jace, like, I think they might have done just enough. Like, I think that
Yeah.
might be...
That's also a lot of mana to Blast Zone for 4.
It's
'cause you
gonna
have
take
to-
take him off a turn. Like, I think next turn he's gonna charge it up for 3 and then on top and blast on.
Alright. Logic Knot is the draw
No,
for Ramy.
Ramy
which-
could find a Stifle Bird, and it would be the biggest blowout ever generated by mankind. Does not find a Stifle.
That would be. That actually might just like if there was a if he found a Nimble Obstructionist there, that might actually just have been the game. Because at that point, Aqua's so far behind. They're probably thinking that this Blast Zone is their way out of Chandra plus Jace.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Jace can just keep fate sealing, and
Yeah.
the game will just be over eventually.
Yeah, I mean, at this point with the Blast Zone on the table, I think you're more incentivized to keep brainstorming just to generate as much value as you can before the race goes away. But,
Yeah.
because you know that the Jace is going away. Oh, wait. Ramy has a Wasteland.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it too.
Ramy has
I
had a
think-
Wasteland for the longest time.
I think people often don't use Jace enough when your opponent is like low on cards. Like the plus.
I think, but Aqua's not low on cards. Aqua's hand is actually pretty gassy.
Oh no, like here? Absolutely, you brainstorm.
Like, you want to
But
brainstorm
once
enough
you're like in top
times,
deck mode,
like, you basically want to be in a position where you brainstorm enough times that your hand is so gassy that it doesn't matter what your opponent has. And, like, you are sure that you can answer their hand, and then you can start going up. I don't think that Ramy is at that point yet.
I'm
Like,
almost
he
a
still
little
has to win the game
surprised.
of attrition before.
I'm almost a little surprised Aqua didn't pay 4 to keep that Primeval Titan, but maybe because they probably could have found a way to force it through. I would think.
Well, Aqua's hand, like 30, like you have to also mind your life total, right? Because it's just mid-range
Yeah.
decks do play a lot of burn. It's like
Mm-hmm.
Chandra plays pressure in your life total quite a bit. You're gonna be taking some damage from that.
Yep.
Like
Chandra
you
actually
go
wins
to
faster
you go
than
to
me.
9 life. Chandra deals you like 4 more, and then they're like bolt snap bolt. You're dead. And like oh.
Does Chandra win faster than Jace does at this point? Probably not still, because that's still, what, 7 turns of plusing Chandra?
I mean, Chandra's not gonna ultimate. She's gonna kill Aqua before she ultimates.
Yeah. But what is his Jace at right now? Like 3?
Jace is at 3.
Yeah. So in that case, I think it's probably about the same at this point.
How? By the way, how do you get in the players' hands? Because I don't see you in the Hangouts calls.
I'm in the A Hangouts call. That's
You're
not the
in one
Hangouts
with
call.
me, right?
Yeah. I'm just a psychic.
Yeah, no, I was wondering if you. Oh, there you go.
I'm just a psychic, is all.
And now I see you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if you were getting the hands from Scream, that's probably a delay there, but.
Yeah. I was doing my best to not do a play-by-play because that would have been really weird. Okay.
Lava Man.
So
And, in case you needed more cards, Ramy, here's a Palace Jailer for you.
Jesus. At least he doesn't have a way to flicker it. I don't think he plays ways to flicker it. Palace Jailer is good enough.
He can bounce it with Jace.
That's true. That. Oh my god. Palace Jailer is good enough on its own.
There's a
Lava
Corfai
Master.
Walker in Remy's list, which is interesting. I think it's a concession to the fact that we know that there's gonna be a mono red player, and I like the inclusion a lot.
All right.
Man, I love that coffee exists.
I think my guess is Ramy is probably waiting on this wasteland until Blast Zone all the way up to 4.
Yeah, for them to commit the mana.
Yeah. Okay, so Aqua
Aqua's
keeps
gonna
the
have
damnation.
which I think makes sense. I don't think you even care, right? You probably
Yeah.
just let them dominate.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don't
Like,
waste
you're
counter
gonna
magic
win with
on
your
that.
planeswalkers. I think that's your plan.
You know they have a Gitrog and a Cassiger in hand,
Well,
so
they have
just
a
wait on that.
Caracas, so like.
Yeah. But Caracas can't answer both of them at the same time.
True. I mean, it kinda can, right? You go top, and then on top.
Yeah, I guess. But
It's not a perfect system. I'll guarantee you that. Right?
Yeah.
But
all right, so
can I just keep looking at Remy's hand forever? Like, this is great. This feels so good to look at. It's like it's got some cantrips and some Snapcaster Mage and some random
Oh my
nonsense.
god, dude.
Probably
Yeah,
get
he's got
the
access to Snapcaster confluence.
Oh, that or Snapcaster dig through time is an option.
This
which
Snapcaster is
I wonder if Ramy is on I was going to say irrigated farmland. Like,
this Snapcaster is probably the most live I've ever seen a Snapcaster.
Oh, dig through time is not.
Ramy's hand. I mean,
so Ramy actually has exiled some cards from his graveyard in the past for the logic now.
he can vampire hex mage's blast zone.
Okay.
That he
So
can
currently
token.
the only targets for Snapcaster Mage are Tide and Logic now.
okay,
Yeah. Oh, and Mana Leak. Yes.
yeah. Snap Mana Leak isn't bad though.
No. Not
Especially
just
with-
the Logic, not.
Yeah, and with And with Aqua and this little mana. Okay, yep, Snap Logic now makes sense.
Yeah, because otherwise the Vampire Hex may try and kill one of your planeswalkers.
Is the game just... The game's pretty close to over at this point.
I
Ramy
think this game has been over for a while, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
Ramy's pile of answers is just so powerful.
Yeah, how would...
I think Aqua is not gonna resolve a relevant spell for the rest of the game, and then the game is gonna end.
Yeah,
Aqua's at 5. Like, Aqua's at 5 also. Like, Chandra needs to go up, like, once, and then he...
Alright, yep. You're deluge for 5 to kill yourself. Yep, that make... And that's... who even concedes? I've never seen anyone concede before. just kill yourself, lol.
Yeah, that is the honorable way out.
Yeah, that's true. Alright.
This just proves how much of just how strong Karagas is as well. Like,
alright.
Karagas no joke.
What?
So, it looks like Ramy took a mulligan. But, turn 1 Death Ray Shaman,
a message in chat that says, nice Linkfeln dig, and I don't understand what they're saying.
What?
Like, if you look at the Hangouts.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's like, what? What is that?
What does that mean?
Something about Mana League?
No, it's Link Ef Link Dig. I don't know, bro. Alright. Death Ray Shaman leads to turn 2 Ramen Up Excavator. Yeah, that's
one of the downsides of doing things with Google Hangouts, by the way, is that it by default has this thing at the bottom. I don't know if you see it on stream that tells you, hey, there you go. Aqua.
Yeah.
I just moved out of the way.
Wait, is Aqua in this call? Aqua, are you in this call?
In this call?
Well, yeah, he is.
Wait, Aqua, listening to us talking about heads? Go away.
I mean, yeah, it was muted.
I mean,
yeah,
Aqua still lost game 1.
Muted. He doesn't have us muted. He heard me when I was complaining about the thing at the bottom. Go in another call.
Bang.
Oh my god.
Let me see if I can do something about it. I'm sorry about this. Notice.
I mean, to be fair though, Aqua still lost game 1.
I mean, yes, but also we were like gabbing about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, oh, he has a fire ice in hand. It's like, what?
I'm actually kind of impressed that they lost game 1 with that kind of information.
Well, I mean, you know, just get me.
Well, they might have the sound muted, so it might be that they
That's
do.
True, that's true.
He might,
like,
but the moment I
can mute
complained
my mic,
about the
like,
thing at the
on my end as
bottom,
well.
they took it out. So,
Yeah.
Like, in the end, he can just turn on the stream and listen if he really wants to. Like, we can all do that, like... There's definitely always the option to stream one of these scenarios.
Now it seems like as good a time as any. If you would like to join the next week of this weekly, all you have to do is join the Discord link, which I've just posted in stream using the command. You can also use that command. It's not. I'm not even a mod, so it doesn't. So if I can use it, you
probably
can use it.
mod for the stream. I'm gonna mod you right now.
That's fine. But all you have to do is join the Discord. Then when we post the invite on usually Wednesday or Thursday, sometimes Friday, all you have to do is reply. And then on Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern time. Just join the voice call with everybody else, and then you can play some powerful Magic with us. Don't stay in the call though. Don't stay in the first call though. Please separate out.
Okay, Aqua did about the call.
Okay, yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
We'll go
Like,
with,
usually Elo used to make sure that everybody shoot out
Yeah.
of the call, and I think
I
mean, I'm not used to doing it. I think I just forgot to.
I just usually I just usually everybody knows to move out of the call, you know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So
I'm sorry I didn't say anything. I noticed, but I thought it wasn't the guy who was playing.
Oh, okay. That's completely fine.
That's fine.
It's not a big deal.
We
It's
figured
resolved
it out.
now.
It's not.
So, interestingly enough, Ramy has Aqua down to like 6 life already. While we've been not talking about the game, Ramy's been beating him down with cards like
just
Flame Tongue Kabu.
hammering,
He's just been hammering with cards like Flame Tongue Kabu. He just fired up a Colonnade on turn 6.
You know,
To get him
Flame Tongue
to 6.
Kabu, first printed in like 2001, still great. It's not stop
Yeah.
being great.
Don't be like me though, and I
You
was
played
on
an empty board. Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
turns
on-
out
I was-
not,
I was
not great
on,
an empty
um,
board.
I remember I was playing in this once. I was playing I think Mardu midrange or whatever. I ran out an FTK on an empty board and I felt like an idiot.
Skin Render has the same problem, but it's gonna kill itself.
Yeah. Just make it a 3/4, then it can't kill itself. Just make Skin Render a 3/4.
Yeah, I mean,
Make
have
FTK
have
a-
like some sort of toughness sword out.
Make FTK a 4/5. That way it can't kill itself.
That would be like that card does not need the help.
That's true, but it would be funny.
It would be.
I would just quickly like to point out just how big a draw the Wasteland was.
Yeah. So that wasteland actually is super good because that gets rid of Ramy's only threat, and now Aqua's kind of back. They have an Elvish Reclaimer that had the buff, but then they rebought the wasteland. But as soon as the wasteland's in their graveyard again, they'll have it'll be buffed up again, and I can get in.
Dynadex says
As
a 4/5, but instead of hitting a Fisher, it Lightning Heals is a player, and maybe give it trample too, because why not? Oh, Siege Rhino.
Oh
you
my
are
god.
a magic card.
Yeah, just make FTK Siege Rhino, but without the mana cost restriction.
Yes.
Just make it cost 3 in a red for Siege Rhino. You know, as dead as Aqua seemed there, they kind of got back into it.
They're clawing their
But
way into the
then
game.
there's a Resto Angel, and it doesn't really look like they have a way to answer it. They have one turn to find an answer, and I don't know, man. It's kind of There's Gideon. Yeah, okay, that's probably just game because they need they need to. Okay. They sack Blast Zone to go get. I'm interested to see what they get here. Because they need. They are going to get Dark Depth. Interesting. Do they have. Are they just hoping to draw into a stage? They draw a Strip Mine. Oh, they can Elvish Reclaimer again for stage, and then they can they can't
Alright,
fetch you
Thunder
though
Numbers,
because
you should now be a mod.
awesome. So they can't They can't play their fetch here though, because that would put them in range of the Knight token. Though I suppose if they're getting a stage, it doesn't matter because they'll have 2 blockers anyway. But in that case, Ramy can just fire up Gideon and have 3 creatures against 2 blockers. Where, oh, I don't know. They still shouldn't fetch because that keeps them from dying to Gideon.
Yeah.
That basically means if they don't fetch
Well, they
here
might have to
and they're able to get a
into
stage.
something.
If they don't fetch here and they're able to get a stage, they would be on 1 life after this next turn. But
How do you
Wait.
stop the Resto Angel?
How do you survive in the rest of it?
Like, unless you faithfully...
if they could get a stage, they could make a
Oh,
they could make a
gonna
Merit
20,
Ledge,
20,
but
I guess. Is that
Nope,
the
it's
plan?
tapped.
yeah. Would
But
it come
yeah.
in? Would Merit
But
Ledge
then,
come in
yeah,
tapped?
the thing would be tapped.
Oh, the stage would come in tapped.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's not good enough then. Either way, they have a nimble obstruction. All
yeah.
right.
Stifle bird, stifle bird.
All right. Ramy wins 2-0.
By the way, you forgot to update the score.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no point to update it now. All right. Was that the last name? Was that the last round?
Yep, we got everything now.
Sweet.
All right, I kind of want to sit up. I kind of want to sit up a little bit more. Tell me how I should adjust my webcam. I'm gonna do like one of these. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's pointing a little
It's just on the
down. Like
bottom
I'm
of your
seeing,
lip.
if you put
Okay.
if you put it like this, like I'm only seeing
Here, let
from the
me-
chin up. So if you
Sure.
put it like-
How about something like here?
that's
Nope,
better.
still your chin.
Cool. All right, let's
You're
pair
a
around
little
2 then.
dark. If there could be a little bit.
Yeah,
more-
I can go. I can go turn more lights on if you want.
No, once you have the computer, like the back illumination is fine.
Okay.
Your webcam
So-
is really bad.
I know. I'm sorry. I just said I
Don't
had
worry.
a webcam. I never said it was
I'm
good.
aware. I mean, I'm just also with my computer webcam, but for whatever reason, the
Alright,
quality
let's-
looks a little better. It might just be the Google Hangouts is trash. That's definitely an option, but you know.
All right. I don't know. I don't usually ever have to use my webcam for much, so
That's fair.
Bailite.
Yeah, I used to.
Okay,
I don't do that as much, but I used to stream pretty regularly. So like,
Yeah.
my computer has a decent head webcam, and I have like a super fancy mic, like super fancy. Like I have this thing that is
Oh,
microphone.
Remy, he accidentally stayed in the call, but apparently his headphones were out, so he couldn't hear us.
Well, I mean, not to be results oriented, but it seems that to have worked out for Remy anyway. So.
Yeah.
But
Seems like it went fine.
Sorry about that. We're gonna be more vigilant in the future to make sure that people don't stay in the call.
All right. This
It's
time,
a
all
little
of
bit
you
of
better
a
leave the
setup
call.
part.
All right. Round 2 pairings are going up right now. Good luck.
Okay,
All right, so-
what is the feature?
This time we should probably feature. Let's feature Rare versus Wolfgang since neither of them run stream round 1, and that's a
All right.
1-0 match. All right. So.
Oh no, I don't have that. I need to look it up.
All right.
I forgot to add WolfgangCloud to the contacts, so now I have to
Oh, did you?
Google Drive and figure out what his email is. And yeah, I usually try to make sure that I add people to Google Contacts with the name that they use on Discord so that I have access to that information.
Yeah. Make sure
Yeah.
you're muted in the other Hangouts call, by the way.
Yes. I shall also okay.
All right. So let's first of all, I'm gonna make sure everybody's out of this call. That doesn't need to be here. Okay, it looks like we're good.
Sweet.
Second, let's have a look at these decks. Rarer is running the same list, or at least very close to the same list they were running 2 weeks ago when I was last here to commentate. They're running, it's called Mean Girls. It's Jund counters, so it's got a very aggressive curve. They're obviously playing.
Hey, quick note.
Yeah.
You guys gonna call us, or we have to?
I am already
Like
calling you.
Hello.
Also, other quick note. I switched decks before we started. I'm not playing Jund counters. I'm playing Azorius
Yeah,
control.
he sent me
Okay.
a message. I guess I forgot to update.
Yeah,
But
yeah. All right, I'll pull that list up then.
I'm gonna
I
forward the
completely.
message to you.
I saw that and I processed it.
Oh, yeah.
It just
Yeah, no,
completely,
okay,
like,
so it was in chat,
flew
so you
over
have
my
the new
head.
deck information. Can you put it in the special?
I do have the new deck. Yes, it did.
So,
All right,
And
the
I
meta
will
setting,
need
apparently.
Let's get to
both
the game.
players to share their screen. I have one so far. I think I have Wolfgang, but I don't think I have.
Do I create or do you? I think.
Also, please mute yourself in the Hangouts call. As soon as everything has been said.
Okay. All right.
I don't
need
see
to
you in vintage
open this
tournament
list up.
practice.
So, yep, blue-white control.
Okay, yeah, that would be why.
I remember Rare mentioned earlier it was called Lo-Fi Azorius Control to chill and study too. It's looking like they're just gonna kind of.
Oh, never
Like-
mind. I have both players' hand.
They're just gonna be chilling out. They're playing Panoptic Mirror into Fairy's Protection. That's the kind of deck it is.
The name is Lawman Control. Is that what they said?
There we go.
Lo-Fi Azorius Control.
Oh, Lo-Fi. I heard Lawman. Lawman is a player with a storied history of making decks in the shot. So in the Discord,
wanna
so
chill
like
on
we have had
Yeah.
decks named after him.
There we go.
Yeah,
I am
He's
going
playing. Rare's playing cards like Library of Alexandria. He's got a Throne of the High City, which makes sense in a deck like this. You can just kind of keep your opponent. You just kind of keep your opponent's creatures off the board, so drawing an extra card a turn is fairly easy. Obviously, he's got a very, very big counterspell suite, and Teferi's Protection is probably the most interesting inclusion. And but that with Panoptic Mirror is just it's kind of funny actually. And yeah, they're Rare wasn't kidding when they said their plan was to get behind a moat and then get a Panoptic Mirror and just kind of chill out.
Time-honored plan. It's worked out for many people in the past.
This round might take a while.
we're gonna be sitting here for a bit.
Yeah.
Is that what you're?
Yeah, probably. They're playing not playing too many creatures. They are playing Trinket Mage, which gets them top, and that's it. But top's pretty good, so it's okay.
Yeah, I don't like playing Trinket Mage with only one target in my deck. Like,
Yeah. Actually, sorry, it gets them top and Soul Ring.
okay, then I'm more on board.
That's it's better, but it's still. I think that's utility enough then, because you can
Yeah, if you have two, it's
you can play it to get yourself to mana for like a. You can play it on turn 3, get a Soul Ring, and then have 6 mana the next turn, which is 6, which is pretty good. And the other player, Wolfgang, is he's one of the 2 red deck players.
We have 2 red deck players today.
Yeah, him and Gozmit. Interestingly enough, he's running the new 3-mana Chandra from M20 with no other red planeswalkers. So one of the zero effects is technically a +1, but it doesn't do much more than literally just being a
Yeah,
+1.
it just puts a counter on her basically. It puts
Yeah.
a counter on all of your planeswalkers. So
Yeah, but he's only running that Chandra. Obviously, there are cards like. Obviously, they have all the red deck staples like Eidolon, bunch of 1-drops, highlighted by cards like Goblin Guide, Monastery Swift Spear, etc., etc. I didn't see Swift Spear for a second, and I was really, really confused.
You were like, wait a second,
But
what's going on?
yeah, I was wondering what was going on. Anyway, let's start talking about the game.
Yeah, we're gonna have hands momentarily as soon as this thing decides to cooperate.
So, a Force of Negation on the Firebolt comes out from Rarer. So, interesting. Okay. I'm not really sure what I thought Firebolt only hits creatures, right? Or creatures and planeswalkers.
Which one does?
Firebolt. Does that
Firebolt hits anything? It's any target.
Okay. Maybe I'm just mental. No, I'm just mental. Okay. Cool. So Grim Lavamancer gonna Kraken. He has rare at 13 right now, which is okay. It's not really where you'd like to have them lower against control. You'd like to get off to a faster start. But sometimes because it's very, very easy for a control deck to just stabilize in your face.
Yeah.
With if you can only hit them for like 7 to 9 life in the first 3 or 4 turns instead of 15 to 17, you know?
Yeah.
So basically every turn needs to be creature plus creature or creature plus burn spell past turn 1. But interesting that Rare didn't fetch for a blue-white there. They instead fetched for a snow-covered island. And they imprisoned in the moon the Ash Zealot. I always thought that card was such a funny removal spell. Like,
you know, sometimes you do what you have.
Though the funniest thing about that is it did let Wolfgang cast a Seasoned Pyromancer that he wouldn't have been able to cast otherwise.
Ramping your red opponent sometimes not the best thing you want to be doing with your life.
Yeah, because Mono Red is known for being light on lands because they're looking to play as many low to the ground creatures and low cost burn spells as possible to get to your life total as fast as possible.
Yeah, one of the flip side of that is that because of that they tend to be very much on the there you go, finally we have a hand. They tend to be very much on the like a lot of the spells only cost red mana, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't necessarily have a lot of ways to make good use of colorless mana, which is what Imprison the Moon will give you. So that's kind of a flip side that the had is like it's not devastating to give them a waste essentially. It's not good for you, but a lot of the time they won't be able to effectively use the colorless mana anyway.
Yeah. The other thing is it's still that card is still valid as a removal spell, obviously, because if you can keep your red opponent off creatures, they can run out of gas very quickly because Red hasn't been known for having the best ways to dig through their deck. Obviously, they got an upgrade with Light Up the Stage recently, and they have cards like Tormenting Voice, but Tormenting Voice is kind of just bad.
Yeah, they have Faithless Looting, I guess.
Faithless Looting, yeah, but Wolfgang's list is not playing Faithless Looting.
Oh, okay.
They're playing Light Up the Stage and Smuggler's Copter, basically, for their ways to dig through their deck, which are both valid.
Yeah.
Smuggler's Copter is very, very good in the red aggressive deck.
And Skull Clamp. We say Skull Clamp.
Yeah. Did I not say Skull Clamp?
I don't know.
I did not say Skull Clamp, no, but Skull Clamp is there, yes.
That's
true.
Bomat Courier.
That's true, yes.
Okay,
Bomat Courier is also very good, but it's
sometimes
kind of
not the most reliable way of digging through your deck, but it gets.
Sometimes you'll just lose 5 cards for no reason because your opponent has a needle drop or something. Something random like that, like a lava dart or something.
It's not like you had those cards anyway.
Yeah. But still, what if those cards were like Fire Blast, Light Up the Stage? It's like cards that are super, super, super important to your deck. But the nice thing about mono red though is a lot of the cards are super replaceable because they're all.
Yeah, all of your cards deal 3
They're-
damage to the opponent. Basically,
Yep,
it's not...
they're playing. Yeah,
it's
all
like-
of their 1-drops have 2 power or their Monastery Swift Spear.
Which has 2
all
power.
of
Let's not
their-
kid ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, technically it has 5 if you're thinking like turn 2 you go bolt swinging for 2. That's technically 5. That's 5 damage, yeah. But a lot of their, I guess Grim Lavamancer is in this deck too, but a lot of their other, a lot of the other cards that they play at like the 2 and 3 mana slots are also like creatures. They're either creatures with very, very good power toughness stat lines, or they're like Harsh Mentor, where they're meant to tax your opponent a little bit.
Okay, so the good news is that...
Uh,
okay, I'm sorry for the hands being janky again, and it's about to get fixed. Here is what happened. Streamlabs OBS updated since last time we had the stream.
yeah.
And this thing,
Wow.
and it doesn't do very well with a bunch of windows that have the same name. The game ended in the meantime.
Wow. Rarer just straight up conceded to Skullclamp. Like, Skullclamp got activated 2 or 3 times, and Rarer was just done.
And to be fair, like, it's not unreasonable.
That's a lot of cards, yeah.
Yeah, that card
But-
is kind of the nuts.
I'm actually kind of impressed, though, because it looked like they had answers in hand. They had... I guess maybe they didn't want a Wrath of God 1 creature. But at the same time, they could have just kept drawing cards with the creatures that they found, and then cast every burn spell at their face. And it did. I don't think Rare had a counter at that point.
Okay. So, basically, Streamlabs doesn't do super well with a bunch of windows that have the same name, which people to Hangouts make.
Yeah.
And so I had a workaround, and do the update. It still doesn't work perfectly, but now the workaround changed. So now I had to find a new workaround. But I have found a new workaround, so now it's gonna work. but that means that we didn't have hands for round 1. But we're gonna have hands for round 2. For game 2. So there you go. Gonna be updating the names now. So we have what? Wolfgang is on mono red?
Yep, Wolfgang on mono red and Rare on... You can call it blue-white control, or you can call it Lo-Fi Azorius control to chill and study too. Because that's actually the name of the deck. Alright.
With Lo-Fi Azorius control.
Okay, so...
Or probably that doesn't fit. I'm gonna go with Lo-Fi
Wow.
blue-white control.
Rare mulligan down super far, it looks like, because they're only on 2 cards in hand on turn 2. Which, that's not where you want to be against mono red.
Not the greatest.
Especially
or
not when
against
you're-
other
especially-
decks, to be fair.
No, but especially not against mono red, especially when you're pathing a 2-drop, which gives them an extra land.
I think
Oh
it was
my
just
God.
mulligan into Moat.
Oh, that's fair. Moat would do it against this deck, I think. They do draw a Wasteland
I
and they
mean, I don't know.
immediately...
The hand of burn to still kill you if you don't also apply some pressure.
Yeah, the thing at this point is Wolfgang can run out. Wolfgang is gonna get like tempo mana leaked, but at this point, Rare needs to hope that Wolfgang bricks for 3 or 4 turns while also drawing the right combination of lands and threats.
And
Basically,
like, Wolfgang
land-
already has more threats in hand, right? It's not.
Yeah. Rare needs to draw probably land moat, and they drew a negate for the first turn, which isn't gonna do it. And yeah, Wolfgang's hand is very stacked at this point. They run out Harsh Mentor, Forked Bolt them for 2, and it's looking like the beginning of the end, I think. They're gonna negate the Forked Bolt, obviously. It's the last thing they have in hand. But this might just be the beginning of the end. Because they have a Hellspark Elemental dropping next turn, so that's 5.
Yeah, their
And
hand is
then-
Pop, Hellspark. I don't know about the
Searing
second.
Spear and Firebrand Archer are the last 2.
No, Searing Spear from Archer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how RarerMonsters.
Yeah, it's especially if they keep playing cards like Field of Ruin into this Price of Progress. Like right now, Price of Progress is
We
hitting.
can't just sit on 2 lands forever.
That's true, but right now this Price of Progress is hitting for 4, and it could hit for. It probably will end up hitting for more. Rarer did find Moat, so land might do it, but at this point. Getting through the moat shouldn't be too big of a problem because Wolfgang has Firebrand Archer plus burn spells. Firebrand Archer is pinging for every burn spell, so that would mean 4 from Searing Spear and then a whole lot from Price of Progress. The spell snare does hit a Searing Spear though, which is good. That means they only take 1 damage instead of 4. Yeah, Earthshaker Kenner was a pretty good draw.
So
that's 6 damage right now.
I have a request for the next Fisher player, which is can they? I wonder if what we can do for the next Fisher match is I mean not this one, but like if we can wait to like start watching it until I have updated all the text and stuff, and that's gonna take like 30 seconds. So maybe we can just ask the player if they can hold off for a second while I get
sure
up to stuff. But
yeah, that was a very quick 2-0.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Wolfgang over Rarer.
Luca and the other person are still playing. John Lance.
We also have Ramy 2-0 over Gozmit, which that's one red deck player falls in this round.
All right. So
I
moved the thing. We're not gonna have hands for this match for obvious reasons. But
okay.
I moved the. So this time we have what? So we moved to Ramy to Luca versus I think this is Aqua.
Okay.
Can you tell me what decks they are on?
Aqua is on the 4-color lands deck, and Luca is on Kiki Pod.
Oh yeah, right. He's on the Kiki Pod list. Yeah, a game just ended, so
yeah.
So it was in game 3.
That looks like this is going game 3 right now because Luca.
Oh, I mean that might have been game 1. We don't know.
That's true. That could have been game 1. Either way, if Luca wins here, it's over. And Luca has the capability to win very fast. Because of the potential pod chains that they have. Where if they resolve pod on turn 3, they can do something like turn 4, they can play like a 3-drop into a 4-drop, both of which untap pod into Kiki, and then as long as they have something else that they can, as long as they have something that can untap Kiki, they just win the game right away from there.
I don't pretend to understand pod chain, and it's just complicated creature math that ends. It's not math, but it's just complicated creature stuff that ends up with winning. It's fine.
I don't know. The deck's kind of hard because you almost always have a way to win.
It just doesn't jive well with the things I'm strong at. I guess is the other problem.
Animate Dead on Primeval Titan on turn 2.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Not a bad one for Aqua.
Yeah, I would say so.
I would be okay with that one. Luca won the last match, I think.
Yeah. So it's either 1-0 Luca or 1-1.
We have used oh, sorry. This is the technology that I have decided to use on Steam to represent that.
Primetime gets Tabernacle and Strip Mine.
That's
It's gonna be hard
Sure.
for Aqua to lose here, I think. Like very, very hard.
That's definitely
don't-
some powerful magic that we're watching right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, because I'm logged in with the 10th point user, I can't post a bunch of cowboy molders in the chat. That's unfortunate. Oh, we have a bunch of viewers right now. Nice.
But
Thanks to everybody that is dropping by.
so
I see.
I suppose
yeah,
since
mean,
we have
it's,
so many viewers, I suppose I can.
Yes,
suppose I can
please
plug this now.
commentate the match while
I
I
will.
do text.
I
stuff.
will. So. Oh. So. I didn't quite see how that primetime got there. It's probably a clone effect, but that's cool. So now there are. That might have been.
Another
I think that was a
primetime?
metamorph actually.
For
But
XM Metamorph. No, it
probably
can be
a
for
Metamorph,
XM
yeah.
Metamorph. It was Phantasmal Image. It has
was it
the,
okay? That makes sense.
It has the
So
it has the
primetime-
illusion ability. I'm seeing. So.
Okay, so primetime gets 2 basic lands for Luca. If you want to play some powerful magic, like copying your opponent's primetime on turn 3, then all you have to do is join the Discord server, and when we post the invitation for the tournament, which happens on Saturdays, so the invitation will go out sometime during the week, usually around Wednesday or Thursday.
Usually around Wednesday.
All you
So I
have
think
to
I want
do-
to try for this stream actually is I'll post the new form in chat
Okay.
immediately after.
Oh, cool,
So that
cool, yeah.
we can immediately at the end of the tournament, so that if people want to just sign up, and now that we have viewers, maybe they want to
Yeah.
sign up.
So
I will.
I suppose in that case, the form will be going up in the stream in just a second.
Yeah, and then I'll post it on
But-
the Discord, like in the next hour or so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be going up on the stream in just a second, and in the Discord within.
Well, no, I'm gonna
Hopefully
post
by
it
the
at
end
the
of
end
the
of the
stream.
stream. I don't have a form ready right now, but it's gonna.
Oh,
post
okay.
But maybe I can make a form. It doesn't take long.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't take very long.
No, I just copy the old ones.
All you have
okay,
to.
give me a couple minutes. I'll see if I can work this
Okay.
out. You keep watching the match and
Alright,
say things about
so-
it.
Let me finish advertising this first. So.
Yes, please go ahead.
So all you have to do is join the Discord and then fill out the form wherever it ends up, whenever it ends up, whatever it's out. And then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern, which I believe you said it was 7 p.m. Central European before.
I believe that's the
Something like
case,
that.
yes.
Like for me, it's noon Central time. It's just whenever 1 p.m. Eastern is in your time zone. So that's usually easiest for people. That's when the tournament will start, and you get to play 3 or 4 rounds of sweet, powerful Magic because this format is sweet and powerful. All right, so a lot happened while I was talking about that. Aqua's prime time is dead, but Aqua has Depth Stage now. So
That's usually what happens when you have a prime time. I'm not gonna.
yeah,
lie.
usually. I'm kind of surprised they didn't get it first, but I don't know.
You'll
Strip Mine
make one turn
Tabernacle.
of setup. That's
Yeah, Strip Mine Tabernacle was pretty good there. And now it kind of seems like the fact that Luca has a prime time doesn't really mean much. Because obviously there's going to be a Merit Lage hitting the field end of turn, which will just end the game. Because it's bigger than Emrakul, so it just kind of kills you with 1 hit. Emrakul also just kind of kills you, but Emrakul takes 2 turns, usually. Alright, Mox Sapphire. And a Boreal Druid, okay. Running out all of the mana dorks right now. That is... They have, I believe, they'll have 8 mana next turn. Get in for 7, actually 10, I lied, because Primetime gets 2 lands. That's true, what Bailite just said in chat. Attacking with a Primetime on turn 3 is a pretty sweet way of shuffling after a Brainstorm.
If you have to shuffle in a way, that's not a bad one to do so.
Yeah. Who needs to fetch when you can just attack with Primeval Titan? It's basically just fetching, but better, because you don't take any damage. Especially if you can do it on turn 3. Alright, let's see what Primetime gets here. Looks like a Caracas and a Volcanic Island. The Strip Mine obviously is just going to hit the Caracas right away, because having Strip Mine protection for a depth stage is usually a pretty good way to secure it. Because most lists can't rebuy lands. Aqua's list is one of the very few lists that have ways to rebuy lands, because they're obviously very focused on... That's one of the main goals of the deck, is to rebuy lands that have powerful effects like Strip Mine, lands like that. Actually, okay, I was gonna look. I remembered the last time we saw Luca's deck, he was playing Ren in 6. I wanted to make sure he wasn't still playing that. If he was, that actually could have been a way out if he drew it. Yeah, I don't really see much of a reason for Aqua to not just end step Merit Lage here. Woodland Bellower coming out. What can Luca get with Woodland Bellower? Wood Elves? Rallier? You get Carven Caryatid and draw a card. That's where you want to be right now, yeah. Collector Oof doesn't do anything here. Safi doesn't do anything. I'm not really sure what he's planning on getting here. Yeah, I don't know what this Woodland Bellower gets here. Unless I'm blatantly missing something. Oh, Kitchen Finks is alright. That puts him out of one swing of Merit Lage. I didn't see that. But that's a pretty good one at this point, because that keeps him out of range of Merit Lage while also being a 3-2 to help him keep pressure up. Alright, and the
users in chat can now type !form to get a link to the form to sign up for next week.
Yep, so that is up right now for those of you in chat. If you would like to sign up for next week, it's right there. Oh, where'd those emotes? Ah, Wheeler, okay. So,
And,
Vampire Hexmage...
There's gonna be a
yep.
link, there's a link to the Discord in the form now, so that if that's necessary.
There's a Merit Lage getting in for 20, putting Luca to 2, and now Luca once again has one turn to find an answer.
Is this still the same game?
Yes. Well, the one game ended, but...
Yeah, no, the one that when we logged in, but
Yes,
this is still
this
like,
is still
we
the
only
same game,
watched
yes.
one game. Okay.
I'm kind of surprised that Luca has been able to draw this game out for as long as he has.
Yeah, there's been like a Merit Lage on the field, and like, it's dangerous for Aqua if the game goes long. Luca can just win, right? Like,
Yeah,
just
Luca can-
block a thing here, do some stuff, and then
If-
Kiki Pod.
Yeah,
Talk to the
if Luca
Infinite
has
Fairies.
pod in hand, Luca can literally just win the game right now.
Like, here's some fairies. It's like, oh.
That's gotta be really, really scary. But at the same time, the Merit Lage plan is still Aqua's best idea. Time of Need. What is that? Legendary creature tutor? Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
So
You can find a legendary creature, such as Kiki, for example. There is no legendary
pretty good
creature
one.
that combos with Kiki, right?
Maybe.
I don't think there is.
Well, no, because there would be legend clause. So you'd have to
Oh, yeah, of
sack all the
course.
tokens.
Duh. Yeah,
Um,
Kiki cannot.
You could get.
Also,
you
Kiki
could get-
cannot target legendary creatures. It's
I
like straight up
figured.
cannot.
I figured out what he's probably getting off this. He's probably getting Vanifar, is my guess,
Oh, yeah.
because that is Birthing Pod, literally.
Man, I love MTG bot. I'm glad that we have MTG bot in chat. We guys
Yeah,
get
that's a
to
cool
call
bot.
over Kiki Mirror Player in chat if we need to. And now we can see that it actually just says non-legendary. Who is trying to, like, harass me on the Discord?
It's just people joining the call.
No, that was just some random other stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
All right. So. Oh. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right, Bailite. Copying Primetime with Kiki is just lethal, but
It turns out you can
copies
just...
Woodland Bellower, that works too.
Yeah, I mean, you hobby one where there's probably a chain that wins you the game
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form.
But
Like-
at the same time, you have
Yeah, there you go. Hydra, bounded crisis.
yeah, Krasis untaps Kiki, and
Yeah,
then
it's just
Krasis wins the game with Kiki.
Yeah. Here,
All
have
right,
infinite
all right.
crisis.
All right, all right, winning through a Merit Lage,
Marriage
that's
Last
kind of cool.
isn't good enough.
Birthing Pod was not good
Jeez,
enough.
But
Nothing was. Merit Lage
Glacial
wasn't good
Chasm.
enough.
Glacial Chasm still stops that, or unless it's gone already.
That's
Can
true.
he get Glacial Chasm?
I can't see what he got. It looks like Wasteland, maybe?
Yeah, it's a wasteland.
Wasteland doesn't win here, does it?
yeah, I'm not sure if Aqua's is.
It came in tapped. I think this
Like-
game is just over. Oh, Vampire Hexmage.
Oh, Vampire Hexmage can kill the prime time because it's an illusion.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Vampire Hexmage can kill Primetime, but you're
But
still
it doesn't
dead to
matter
Crisis.
because there's infinite crisis on the field.
You're
so-
still dead to Infinite. You're still dead to Infinite Crisis. Yeah. So Luca wins. I don't know if it was 2-0 or
And the
2-1.
thing
Yeah,
is-
so
He can,
uh,
the thing is, he can also just.
Zent is right that it doesn't like the copy prime timeline didn't work because the Hexmage could have killed the prime time. That was an illusion to stop that, but it didn't matter because Woodland Bellower is a dumb card, and you just
Oh,
combo off with
it-
it.
It also doesn't work because Kiki copying the primetime that's an illusion triggers the illusion.
You're
clause.
right. It kills it.
Also,
All right, so that was 2-0
even
Luca.
if he did get Glacial there, then if Luca's smart, he can just wait till next turn, use Kiki to
What?
All right. So it looks like round 2 is done. So I have round 3 pairings, and our feature match will be the finals.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask that basically the new players just give me a second to set up like text.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna post pairings right now.
Yeah. Post pairings. Tell me what the feature match is, and then I'm gonna have them wait to actually start playing. Basically, I guess that I mean they should wait. Okay. I will need a player to challenge the other so that I know the order. Also, that's the other thing. So the first player in the pairing, please challenge the second player.
All right. So I am going to post round 3 pairings right now.
So I will need is Wolfgang versus Ramy the...
Yes, that is the finals.
Yeah. So I will need Wolfgang to be the one that creates the match, if that's fine, so that I know who's player 1 and who's player 2.
All right. So
Wolfgang was
Wolfgang
a
versus
mono red,
Ramy.
right?
Wolfgang is a mono red player. Yes, that's true. He just beat blue white control, which
It's not a
seems-
particularly hard thing to do when you're mono red.
That's true. Jeskai I would think would be a little bit harder because this Jeskai deck is playing a lot of removal. That's 1 or 2
Jeskai
mana.
has a pretty decent matchup.
Jeskai can go toe to toe with everything
yeah,
mono red
yeah,
wants
the
to
hand
do
just
for the most
gains
part.
so much life. They have
Yeah, this is a
infinite
matchup where
uses.
War Leader's Helix can literally just end the game.
Yep. Kill your threat, game for life. Pretty sweet.
And at the same time, Lightning Helix can just kind of... Lightning Helix can be a giant swing. Core Firewalker is awesome. And that's definitely why he put
Yeah,
why he put
actually,
Core
like,
Firewalker in the deck.
Now, WolfgangCloud decided to join with another red deck, and Remy showed up prepared because of the, like you don't see Core Firewalker every time, but that this is the week to have it.
Yeah. So I think at this point, we've definitely
I
seen
still
both
don't
these
buy
decks
that
already.
Jeskai is very advantaged, but I think it's probably
Yeah.
favored.
My guess is it's going to be hard. Wolfgang's going to have basically the nuts for 2 games to win.
I don't think it's that bad. Like, it also depends on how like. On how
Well,
the
the
deck
thing
built.
is,
Like, you know.
yeah, well, this Jeskai deck is definitely built to handle
Yeah, in
mono
this
red decks.
case, okay.
In this case, it's going to be hard.
I have the text set up, so the players can start.
Okay.
What do you mean? They set the game for no watchers.
That's awesome.
God damn it. Can you... Okay, I'm gonna text them and...
Usually that kind of sucks. Setting the game for no watchers. All right.
But yeah, outside of that, we are ready to go. So I have everything set up.
Yeah.
So if they want to get going, they can.
Finally, I can see what tabs I have open. I closed all of the deck lists of people who aren't in the finals.
Alrighty. And
Alright,
we
so-
are off to the races. We are gonna have hands momentarily. And
Alright.
0-0 is on now.
Alright. Yeah, Loman in chat is right. Price of Progress is awesome in this matchup. Since it's
So
a
it
3-color
is,
deck.
So it is. Alright, let's get some hands going. Oh, I need to actually get the colds.
Yeah, that usually. I was gonna wait to.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell them they can get going. As soon as, like, I mean, I'm gonna call them momentarily, but.
All right, I gave them the go ahead, so we'll just. All right.
All right, and. Oh, I didn't realize that Wolfgang was playing Lotus Red. That's pretty spicy.
Yeah, Lotus. Lotus isn't very good in that hand though. So.
And
Well,
obviously,
if you draw some,
awesome.
If you draw something like a Hazard, Lotus is pretty good in that case.
I got the names inverted. Great.
All right. So Grim Lavamancer gonna be turn 1 from Ramy. Wolfgang's turn 1 probably isn't going to be exactly where he wants to be against a mid-range deck. He actually doesn't even run out the Figure of Destiny, which makes sense because
just planning to like fire up a bolt or something.
Yeah, it could get bolted. Lavamancer stays up. Bomat Courier is the draw. My guess is he's probably just gonna run this out. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Bomat Courier is actually. We were talking about it earlier, right? How it's one of the few ways that you have to actually generate some card advantage.
Cast the Lotus and gets in with Bomat. Now, I'm actually interested to see if. Okay, Ramy doesn't block. I was thinking maybe Ramy might want to block just to keep the Bomat from generating any advantage, but he might also have Air Removal spell back, and it would feel kind of bad if Wolfgang had to crack his Lotus to crack a Bomat.
Yeah, it's not exactly where you want to be, to say the least.
Yeah, fire. Yep, he's gonna crack his Lotus to crack Bomat.
Nice.
And level up his Figure of Destiny to a 2/2, which saves both creatures, technically. Well, it doesn't save the Bomat. The Bomat dies, but...
Well, it did its thing.
Yeah, he discards 3 lands to get a Zergo. And he has a 2/2 Figure of Destiny, which, worth noting, is bigger than a Grim Lavamancer.
It turns out that 2 is, in fact, greater than 1.
Yeah. Grim Lavamancer can, of course, still kill it, and does kill it. And Grim Lavamancer is a pretty good card.
Yeah, it's a powerful magic card.
Pyrostatic Pillar going to be the play for Ramy. And it's gonna eat a spell. It's gonna eat a spell snare.
Yeah,
so,
that card is a problem.
This is hard to come back from for mono red. 1 card in hand. Your opponent has 4 lands, a Grim Lavamancer, and 3 cards in hand. And they just ran out a Seeker of the Way, which has lifelink.
Nice.
With its prowess, so...
When it trains, it pours. Seeker of the Way
Yeah,
doesn't actually
true.
have prowess, does it?
It has prowess, but it gains life.
Oh no, Seeker of the Way. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Soulfire Grandmasters.
No, I said Seeker of the Way,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's...
okay. I always just get
Yeah.
too confused.
Yeah, he's gonna dash out a Zergo, and this is unblockable right now, unless Ramy cycles an irrigated farmland in response. Interesting to note, Ramy is also down to 2 cards.
They're both lands.
Yep. So this actually isn't quite as bad for Wolfgang as it first looked.
You're sounding like a robot. I don't know if that's on me or on you.
Okay.
Never mind. I think it was on me. My headphones
Okay.
just did a thing.
Okay. So, Serum Visions comes out and finds a sort of fire and ice. That seems pretty good.
Is
against
that a
Mono Red.
Judge promo sword? Wow, nice choice of cards.
Yeah, Sword kind of might just win the game here. Because I'm not really sure what does Wolfgang have to deal with a sword? Probably not much. Smash
and
the
dreams.
smithereens?
I mean, lightning bolt
Yeah,
to the face enough times. I think is the
that's
is
true.
the
You
answer
could
that
burn them to the face.
like
but
that
it's
is the
sort of
default
faster
answer
clock.
that Monored has. It's just you bolt them sufficient amount of times and
You bolt them 12 times, and then they die.
yeah.
But the thing that sucks actually is Sword triggers Seeker of the Way.
Yeah, I
for
mean
prowess,
this
and yeah, that'll
game
just
is
be it.
not.
That's gonna be a 12-point life swing. That's
Yeah.
gigantic. Because of the trigger from Sword.
Yeah.
So game
I mean,
two,
the
game
trigger
one goes
from a
to
sword
Ramy.
does not get life.
No,
So
but
there is that.
it's
But it was still enough.
so it's a 10-point swing with just the Seeker of the Way,
Yeah.
and then 2 extra. So I guess
Ramy's
it's like
hand has 4 lands, Chain Lightning, World Leader's Helix, and Angel.
oh,
I think
I think
that's
you
a
probably
keep. It's a little on the slow side. You only have this Chain Lightning as
yeah. You also have to be careful because Chain Lightning copies are live
yeah.
against Mono Red.
Mono Red has 2 lands, a Goblin Guide, Satyr Fire Drink, and then a Skullcrack, a Vampire, and that's it. That seems a really
seems like a
powerful
keep.
hand. If the Skullcrack
This
ambushes
seems
the World
like
Leader's
actually
Helix,
exactly where you want to be.
yeah, if the Skullcrack manages to ambush the World Leader's Helix, this game might not be in a great
This
place
game,
for Ramy.
this might not be as free as
No.
Jeskai versus Mono Red would imply. Gets in for 2 on turn 1, reveals a Sword of Feast and Famine, which that is not the sword that just beats Mono Red, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that the sword that just beats Mono Red is not in his deck. Because that's the sword that just beats Mono Red is for a Sword of War and Peace.
yeah. Because that's the one that it like gains life equal the cards in your hand or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and gives protection from red.
Oh, yeah.
It does both of those things.
Jesus. Yeah.
But it's also
Okay,
just
so turn
bad,
2.
so it's probably not.
Fire Drinker Satyr and Stormkirk Noble. That's what Mono Red wants to be doing on turn 2.
Yeah, looking at how the draws are going, I think it's really whether this Skullcrack manages to ambush the World Leader's Helix. I think it's really just that.
This hand is
If the
pretty
Skullcrack manages
slow.
to connect with the Helix, I think that this game is...
from Map Ruins. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth mentioning that WolfgangCloud hasn't had the greatest of draws, so he might be tempted to actually just fire off the Skullcrack end of turn just to use his mana, because he's just holding on to lands, and one of them is a Barbarian Ring. This is driving him to put cards in the graveyard. Currently, his graveyard only has 2 cards, so he's pretty far away from firing off the ring, but you know, opts not to, being very disciplined play here.
Yep, so it's kind of looking like flashes in Nimble Obstructionist as a blocker. That's fair. Pumps the Fire Dunk Crusader. So it's currently Ramy's turn 4 and he's at 11. That's okay. It's not, Ramy's not quite as far down as Wolfgang would like, but he just drew a light up the stage. That's gonna be huge.
Doesn't the Angel get to ambush the Satyr?
Maybe. He might try to War Leader's Helix because of the damage that it deals.
Yeah, I guess you could deal
Because
3
if
to
he
the
if he
Satyr,
helixes
3
the
to
satyr,
Cloud.
it's 4 damage
Oh,
to
4,
Wolfgang
yeah.
as well. Yep, tries the Whirly Helix. This is when you Skullcrack right now, right? Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
He was very
Skullcrack.
disciplined, so...
And Skullcrack does turn on light up the stage because you damaged Ramy.
Yeah.
So if he does want to use the Barbarian Ring to Spectacle this turn, that's live.
Barbarian Ring is not live. I mean, yeah, I mean...
Or I'm saying if
Yeah,
he
for
wants
the
to,
mana, yeah.
yeah, if he wants to use the, he can Spectacle light up the stage this turn.
There's 5 mana in his 5 cards in his graveyard.
he had
Yeah,
two
it's
lands?
not great.
Oh, that really sucks. It does dig him 2 cards deeper, but he really needed to hit some kind of action there.
Yeah, so there's 6 cards. Actually, though, the Bloodstained Mire turns on the Barbarian Ring, so it wasn't a complete.
That's true. So that's not completely dead,
Yeah.
but it's pretty close.
It's not great, but at the very least, the Bloodstained Mire will turn on the Barbarian.
Okay. Ramy suspends Ancestral Vision, which basically gives this game a 4-turn clock. He has So right now,
Drew a land for
Wolfgang
his
has-
turn too. Wow.
Yeah.
Ramy. WolfgangCloud's deck is doing its best to make Wolfgang lose this game.
Yeah.
Like
Ramy
this
has.
is a miserable set of draws.
Yeah.
And now there's a Time Walk. Oh wait, Ramy has a winning hand. Ramy has
What?
Soulfire Grandmaster plus Time Walk if he manages to get it.
Oh. Yeah, he has one more.
Well, he needs one
mana.
more land. He needs some stuff to set up. He needs the Soulfire Grandmaster to actually. Plus, he might just not need it because he can just Time Walk and kill.
firing off Ramunap Ruins end of turn. Yep, fair enough. So Ramy to 5. It is worth noting that
He can just Time Walk and kill Wolfgang, right?
yeah. Yeah, that's good enough.
And
All right,
that
Ramy
was,
will win the match 2-0.
Congratulations to Ramy. He's our champion for this week.
He is.
WolfgangCloud
so-
truly had it absolutely miserable draw that game.
Yeah, he kind of got he got kind of screwed by those were some pretty bad draws.
Yeah, the hit deck just fed him 70,000 lands.
Yeah, that's the hard part of playing mono red is sometimes things like that happen. Like he definitely had a chance. I would say if he had drawn, if that light up the stage would have been live instead of 2 lands, it would have been this game would have gone very differently, I think.
Yeah.
Because even if he just hit 1 burn spell, if he hit a burn spell and Bloodstained Mire, instead of a snow covered mountain and Bloodstained Mire, he actually had the win because he had Barbarian Ring deals 2 damage, right, when you suck it.
Yeah, it's a shock.
So he had 4 damage from lands, and then if he had a 3 damage burn spell, that was it.
Yeah, but he never got it.
Yeah.
I moved us to Gozmit versus Bailite.
Okay. So that is Abzan versus Mono Red.
Yeah.
This is looking like a very similar story to last game, except for the fact that Bailite's on
I
one
think
life.
Abzan is possibly. I think I like the Abzan match, the Abzan side of things even more than the
Yeah.
side of things.
Loman's right. That is
Abzan
the red. That is the
can
red
gain an unwieldy amount of life without even trying.
Yeah.
You have cards like Kitchen Finks, you have cards like Siege Rhino, it's like, oh, this is just a great card, I'll put it in my deck. And then you're like, oh, I gained 8 life this game. How did that happen?
Alright, so this is gonna be. This is definitely this is definitely not territory that Bailite wants to be in, given the fact that he's at 1 life, did any burn spell or not necessarily any haste creature, but he did
The schools can fix something, right?
Screws can, yes. Screws can gain him some life.
Yeah, now
if he
he's
can
at
at least
3,
gain
is it?
himself.
There you go.
If he can gain himself out of burn range.
Yeah, there you go.
Which
He's
he
at
should
4
be able
life
to.
now. And this Knight of the Reliquary and this Kuz are gonna finish the game in a hurry. Like, he's on a...
Yeah.
Gozmit is on a turn 2 clock. With
He is
no
on a-
cards in hand. So, I kind of like Bailite's side of things here. Like, the Knight of the Reliquary is gonna hit for... Oh, it doesn't get in. Okay, never mind. I just like not attacking with Knight of the Reliquary here, honestly. But I guess it didn't actually change the clock.
Yeah. Yep, then that's going to be a scoop from Gozmit, which that Bailite will win. My assumption is 2-0.
We'll wait for the results in chat. I think that was our last game. No, Luca and...
Yeah, Luca and Rarer are still playing, which...
Still playing.
Rarer is playing Blue Eye Control. Are you surprised?
I don't think this is rare. I think this is Aqua.
Oh, Aqua had the bye. So this would be Rarer versus Luca.
Okay.
Is the other match.
Yes, I'm an idiot. Sorry.
On thin ice, that's an interesting inclusion. Though I suppose if all of your basics are snow covered.
Oh, I think that's pretty. I think that's a pretty strong card.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
Yeah,
but...
I think it's very reasonable. It's I think a significantly better card than Chain to the Rocks, because it goes on a basic, which means it's not vulnerable to cards like Blood Moon or Wasteland.
Yeah, it's also not. It's also any snow-covered land instead of just just a mountain. So
yeah, I mean, yes, but the difference, like, the thing is that basic mountain is possibly in multicolor deck is probably the worst basic land. Not because of like power level of the cards that cast it, but because usually you are kind of skipping trying to play more basics of the other colors because of Blood Moon, and if Blood Moon hits the field, you're gonna have red mana. That's not a problem. What was Luca on? Kiki Pod? Kiki Pod.
Yes, Kiki Pod. And Rare is on Blue Eye Control.
Yeah. The lo-fi Azorius control.
Yeah.
But that means that you are more incentivized to skimp on basic mountains and not fetch basic mountains. So you might end up dangling these Chain to the Rocks on like a Sacred Foundry more often than not. And well, Sacred Foundry ends up having doing some like ends up getting wastelanded. Is the problem.
Yeah, so the other, I think the other thing to think about in this matchup specifically, right, Blue-White versus Kiki Pod, is if you're... Does Kiki Pod play land destruction? I don't think it has room for that. It might pot into, like, Avalanche Riders or something, but...
Yeah, I would say Avalanche Rider is usually around.
But that card, on Thin Ice would be super live then against Kiki, because there's nothing they can do. They can't destroy the land to get it back.
Avalanche Rider is any land or just on basics? Let's figure it out. Any land.
Okay, so it's actually 2-1 to Bailite, not 2-0. Yeah, that's what Lewin said is fair. It's very likely that it's very likely that he's not on Wasteland unless he's full greed, yeah. Because Kiki Pod needs all of the colored mana they can get.
To be fair, full greed is a thing.
That's true. Full greed is a thing. I've been known for some greedy mana bases in the past. But then I switched to playing mono blue stacks and my life got better. I didn't have to worry about colors of mana.
Everything was
when
fine.
everything is blue or everything is Mycosynth Lattice.
Or both.
Yeah. Dude, Tolarian Academy is actually...
Okay, I'm gonna
Tolarian
need to get
Academy is
myself something
actually
to drink for
an
a second.
awesome
I'll
card.
be right back.
Alright, that's fine. I can run some commentary for a bit. So... Yep, you're right when you say that, Loman. Aven Mind Sensor is very, 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 very likely... It's pretty strong. It's very hard for... Pod has to get very, very lucky, or they have to find a way to remove the Aven Mind Sensor. It's obviously still possible. It's just a lot harder, especially given the fact that this is a singleton format.
I mean, there is also the strategy of always having the card you're trying to pod in the top 4 of your deck and always get there.
Yeah,
It's not a good strategy. But...
that's called being lucky.
Yes, accurate. I remember watching like a Pro Tour finals where the opponent was playing. One player was playing, I think, Amulet Titan, and they had back-to-back turns where they had to where they cast Pact of the Summoner's Pact. Yeah, Summoner's Pact. And they got Mind Censored in response. Found the Primeval Titan anyway. And then the next turn attack with Primeval Titan with the Mind Sensor on the field and still found the exact 2 lands that they were correct to find anyway. And the opponent was like...
Oh my god.
What?
When even the Mind Sensor does nothing.
It's like, oh, I still found Tolaria West at the bounce land.
Jesus. Actually, I think I watched that maybe like a long time ago. I at least remember watching Amulet Titan in a Pro Tour Finals once.
I think it
Collector
was...
Oof. That's good. Actually...
I remember that this guy was like Sam Black's roommate or something, but I don't remember his name. It was Justin something.
Yeah, I Collector Oof in a pod deck.
I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, but does Collector Oof say artifact? Is it literally just Stony Silence, or is it your opponent's control?
Justin Cohen was the name of the guy.
Justin Cohen, yeah.
Yeah, although it wasn't. It was not.
Okay.
It was not the finals where
just...
this happened because the finals was against a Splinter Twin deck.
So I would say Collector Roof and Pod is a little bit rough then, given the fact that your main win condition is Birthing Pod.
Yeah, but... I mean the idea is that you're not. Like you go for it when you need it, right?
Yeah, but it can lead to some. It's low percentage, but it can lead to some awkward situations.
Yeah, I mean it depends if you're going with Pod versus Vannifar, and
yeah, but if you have Vannifar, it doesn't matter.
The other thing is that sometimes you're like, yeah, this is gonna range me a little, but my opponent is gonna get demolished because they're on eggs, right? As long as this is on the field, they can't do anything.
Or like
yeah, I can still attack with kitchen things. What are you gonna do?
Jeez, yeah. Collector Roof is not a card I want to see when I'm playing stacks. There are many artifacts in my deck that like it just hoses all of my mana rocks into all of my cards like Mindslaver, where
or almost every card in your deck is not the smokestack, basically.
Yeah. Or in Snaring Bridge and Static Orb are still alive. Yeah, I like what Loman said, where Pod is super tight. There's not really many flex spaces where you can innovate, but yeah, it's basically just a meta call.
I think I agree it's a meta call, but I think as a meta call, I don't dislike it in a deck that can easily fetch it, even though it is kind of a problem for your own game plan. Especially because this deck doesn't actually necessarily go off with Pod 100% of the time. Sometimes you go off with Funify, right? Like, I don't think it's completely out of the realm of things. I would need to expect somebody to show up with an artifact deck, which I don't know if that's so too fair for this tournament. I think there's a lot of you kind of go in sort of knowing what the meta is gonna be, and I don't think it's gonna be that, but I don't know. Wheeler wanted to sign up this week. He posted, he said in chat, "Yeah, sadly I'm busy until I can't do stuff in the morning." But we have players that are in Bailite or Gozmit, okay? Like,
sometimes Windy shows up and plays tempo.
I need to be Dreaded Queen. I need to be Dreaded Queen, and I need to be the Abzan, and those are the two decks I need to be. We have other players in the field.
Jesus. Only sometimes, though.
But
this week we did have 2 red deck players.
We did. Wheeler posted in chat that he wanted to set up, and he was gonna, I'm sure, bring something completely spicy, but he ended up being busy. But that gives me hope. Maybe one week we will get the Wheeler man himself.
So something I'm seeing in chat right now, Red Mage. Apparently, Bailite versus Gozmit was. They're trying to figure out how to. They're trying to figure out how to resolve it because apparently Gozmit threw lethal by misclicking.
Oh.
Apparently he had a burn spell in hand and he just F6'd.
It wasn't a burn spell. He had lots of creatures and he misclicked because of exert.
Okay.
I am gonna leave that to the players, honestly. Like, MTGO says that Bailite was the winner of that match. If Bailite wants to concede that game, and I think that's fair. If they want to agree to a draw, I think that's fair. But I think that's between the player. I'm not gonna if there is no agreement there, I think we have to let the MTGO result stand. But. So, if
so if you guys would like to resolve it differently, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in chat. Like, obviously this is a tournament, and you're always allowed to concede a game. It's rule 104.3c, I believe. You can concede the game at any time. And obviously you can agree to a draw if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But if you cannot find a good way to resolve it, I am going to just adjudicate based on the result that MTGO is telling you.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a real life misclick?
Yes,
playing
actually.
paper Magic and your brain misclicks. I've had that done. I've had
that
done
one time
where you're like, oh yeah, sure, that's fine. Wait, no, the counters, but damn it, that's already resolved now.
I was playing a control deck against Bant Company back when that was in Standard, and I had the negate in hand, and I let a company resolve, and then they won the game off that.
All right.
Okay, so yep,
Bailite decided to concede the game, which very sportsmanlike. I approve. I approve. I'm not gonna say that, like, it feels like it feels like an option that is in the spirit of the tournament. But again, I am.
Wait, does that turn counter say turn 16?
I wasn't gonna say anything like.
Does the turn counter in MTGO say 16 or 36? I can't quite read it.
Turn 16.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's not 36.
Yes.
All right, so it's.
And Bailite and Gozmit have this is high stakes, right? Like Bailite and Gozmit are well, I guess it's really like a point of difference, but they're battling for the top of the ranks.
It's not about the point. It's about the fact that Gozmit is now, I think, 6-0 against me.
Jesus.
Alright, in the meantime, this match and RarerMonsters got there.
Yep, I wonder if that was 2-0 or 2-1. As soon as they rejoin, I'll ask them. We don't have a way of knowing as of now, no. Oh, Rare's about to post it.
Here you go.
2-1, okay.
Alright,
so alright, that looks like our tournament.
The final result.
So we have our winner this week was Ramy. He finished at 3-0 and he actually didn't drop a game. He 2-0'd all 3 rounds.
So nice.
Yep. As our 3 2-1s are Wolfgang, Gozmit, and Rarer. And past that we had 3 1-2s with Bailite, Aqua, and Luca. Oh, 2-0, sorry. 2-0 Rarer. I'll edit that quick. Okay.
Alright, so what's the final standings?
So I just said them. Would you like me to repeat them?
No, sorry.
I
thought you were saying just the standings for this round, and I wasn't paying attention.
No, those are the final standings. We had Ramy at 3-0, Wolfgang, Gozmit, Rare 2-1, Bailite, Aqua, Luca at 1-2.
Nice.
Okay, so I believe that's it for this week. There's not really.
All right, so
as
remind a couple of bookkeeping stuff. You want to sign up? You can. Exclamation mark form in chat will get you to the sign up.
Which TRM is just done.
Exclamation point Discord will get you to the Discord which we use to get everything working and stuff coordinated. We will be posting an announcement later this week for like the full announcement, but I posted the sign up form in chat too, just to have
and that's different than normal. Usually the form is not out this early. Usually
I wanted to design something different because I figured that now we have the players' attention because they've just played the tournament, so maybe they want to sign up now. Why not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plus maybe we have people in chat we can reach and stuff like that. So I'm gonna see if I can try this going forward and get.
Yeah, and more time to sign up usually leads to more entrants.
Yeah, there you go. The tournament runs every week if we are available, and we have enough players. Every week that we feasibly can run it at about 10 a.m. Pacific time / 1 p.m. Eastern time / 7 p.m. Central European time. And we are just going to show up, be on stream, and show some very powerful magic. You can ask for more details on the Discord, and that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna it's great. You should sign up. Play Canadian Highlander is a sweet format. Also on the Discord, there's I don't want to advertise our competition, but they're not really our competition. There's a bunch of other stuff going on. There's a bunch of stuff that is happening maybe on.
There's.
I know not at a fixed time, so there's a league going on. So if you want to.
Yep, Croc is running a league. I know that.
If you want to play if you just want to jam some games. But you don't have I can't make it on Saturday afternoons because my Saturday is ever busy for whatever reason. Well, I mean, there's some stuff that you can do at other times. There's pick-up games going on at all times. You can talk about decks and stuff. It's a very active place. It's a very friendly place. We do not abide by garbage that happens sometimes on the internet. It's pretty sweet. You should totally sign up. And ! Discord will get you there. And yeah, outside of that, congratulations to our winner for this week, which was I forgot.
That was
already.
Ramy. Yeah.
Okay, Ramy.
Yep,
Thank
Ramy
you.
was running. He was on Jeskai this week. Congratulations on the 3-0.
Yeah, Jeskai, good deck. Loman points out. It's a fair point.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will talk to you all next week.
Yep. I guess we're gonna sign off for now.
Bye.